We have a very high angle on the one ball and we need to get to the A ball, which is placed under foot spot. However, the biggest problem make these triballs which block the 2-rail path we would probably use if those balls weren't there. In this situation, I'm almost certain that most beginners will simply try to slow roll that ball to leave the cue ball on the right side. However, in most cases, one ball does not have enough speed to reach the pocket. On the other hand, if we apply too much side spin, then cue ball is going way too long, so we can easily lose this positioning. And this is the right time where we have to see what Johan Chua is doing here. He faces a very similar situation where there are no blockers, but despite this, he plays very aggressively and uses unconventional path, where cue ball goes around the 9 ball to land on the left side of the table. To make this shot possible, we have to apply low left spin to the cue ball and hit it with more speed. This type of spin slows down the cue ball on the second rail, which goes naturally towards pretty good position area. We have to get from one ball to the 8 ball, however, the biggest problem make position of the cue ball and these two strike balls, which are located close to the 8 ball. This time, the most common choice among many beginners is just slow rolling with left spin and trying to keep the cue ball in bottom area to play 8 ball into the right side pocket. Cue ball needs to cover quite long ways, so it is quite tricky to get shape on the A ball, and in most cases you just lose position. This situation will be completely different if we shorten the distance between the cue ball and the one ball, because then we can very easily control speed as well as path to get good shape on the 8 ball. So the next time, try this. 8 ball is possible to play into this corner pocket, and if we hit the cue ball with topspin and more speed, then it follows its natural path and goes toward the 8 ball from the top. However, during this positioning we are crossing the straight line of the next shot, which may cause us to lose position. Our goal is to get into that straight line, so it would be great if we added a little right spin to open more angle. Cue ball uses one more rail and we are leaving ourselves with very easy shot on the 8 ball. We have to make one ball into the side pocket and get to the 8 ball, which is located in this area. And here comes probably most common choice of many beginners, where I just roll the cue ball to leave it close to the head string. This choice is not bad, but we are leaving longer shot on the 8 ball, and I'm sure that under pressure we can easily miss that ball. We want to be much closer to the 8 ball, and we can achieve it by applying topspin and more speed. As you can see, cue ball touches 3 rails and comes around the table, and actually, we land with pretty good shape on the 8 ball. However, using this solution we experience a very similar problem to our previous situation, because we are crossing the straight line of our next shot, and if we misjudge speed, we can land way too short as well as too long, which result with really awkward shot on the 8 ball. And this time, to discover the right choice, we have to see what Shane Van Boening is doing here. He uses much more speed and hits the cue ball with a lot of inside spin, so it touches just 2 rails and follows practically the straight line of the next shot. This is a very unconventional but also very easy shot to control, and if you put it into your arsenal, then I'm sure that you will start to play more like a professional player.